Hello, it's a beautiful new year. Wow, I missed everyone. I missed my audience. I missed you. I missed everyone. I missed recording in the studio. I'm so sorry it took me a long period to get back to Victor and not Victim this year. I'm so sorry. I had a beautiful start of the year. Let me just put it like that. Okay, Happy New Year. This is me saying Happy New Year from Victor and Not Victim podcast. Happy New Year from Olufumilola Favor and Jeremy, your host of Victor and Not Victim podcast. How are you doing? And how was Christmas? How was New Year celebration? I missed all the chickens. And I didn't get to receive chicken from anyone saying, Victor and Not Victim podcast host, stay chicken. Oh, this is the one we reserved for you. Am I that bad? Anyway, it's good to be here again, and it's a beautiful new year. We're launching big this year. I have with me in the studio today the founder of Sickle Cell Foundation in Ibadan Oyo State. So I have with me Mrs. Simisola Awe in the studio. Stay with me.
If reaching out to the world with your talent, passion, and brand through podcasts is your greatest desire, then the Anchor app is for you. It's easy to navigate and a series of interludes to make your program interesting and enticing makes all the difference for me. So, experience a good published podcast with Anchor.
Okay. So I'm in the studio with Mrs. Simisola Awe. It's nice having you here recording with me, ma. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation, ma.
Thank you very much. I'm so pleased to be here.
All right. You're welcome, ma. So, ma, kindly introduce yourself to our audience, ma.
My name is Simisola Awe, and I am the founder of Sickle Cell initiative in Ibadan here. The initiative has been founded since 2014.
Wow. You're doing a great job in Ibadan. So what does the initiative focus on, ma?
Well, we focus more on grassroots awareness, management of sickle cell disorder. So majorly it is awareness, and quite sometimes we do free genotype tests and we do some outreaches, but we are basically an awareness initiative. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Awareness for people about sickle cell disorder, especially to know their
which is way more important than any other thing.
Which is the basis.
Is the basis. Wow, and to see me, I saw you finally after following up for about 3-4 months. I finally got the chance to meet you last week, and in my mind, I'm being sincere right now. The first thing that came to my mind is this aunt is too cute to be sickle cell. Maybe Simioff is just something that came from a passion, or maybe a cousin of yours was one sickle cell or something. That was what came to my mind. So, are you really sickle cell, and which variant exactly is your own? Is it SC, ma?
Okay, first of all, I was pleased to meet you too. You're doing a very good job. I was very pleased to meet you. And yeah, we are all cute like that. So it's not just me. We are all cute like that. So yeah, BSC.
Okay.
BSC, yes. You know S, which is the milder form of SS. Of course, we all have complications in one form or the other.
Yeah. So kindly share a brief of your sickle cell journey with us. I'm usually very interested in the diagnosis part because I didn't get to know. I think I shared briefly with you while we were talking that I didn't get to know until the age of 17. So at what point did you get to know that you are living with sickle cell disorder? And can you tell us a bit of your growing up story with sickle cell?
Okay. I discovered that I am sickle cell at the age of 10. That was in primary 6. I was in primary 6 then. It happened that I never had crisis of any form while growing up as a toddler.
Wow.
So that when I was in primary 6, I was preparing for my common entrance.
Okay.
So the stress of reading, carrying big books in your bag and, putting it on your back and all that. I discovered one day I was having pains on my right hand.
Okay.
And my teachers were surprised. They were confused. They didn't know what would be the cause. They didn't know what to make of it. I was just having pain in my right hand. So of course, my parents were called, and my mom came. Then she was worried. She didn't know what was going on with me. And then they were thinking, could it be stroke? Could it be different things? People were suggesting so many things. But of course, as educated parents, part of the fortunate ones that have educated parents. My dad while alive was a doctor, and my mom, a dental surgeon. And
wow.
So my mom was an administrator too, so they were quite educated. Yes, I was born in UCH, so automatically they brought me straight to UCH from school. When we got to UCH, they asked my mom, out of experience, do you know her general? Mom said she's sure that she knows she's not AA, she is AS, and my dad is AC. Well, at the long run, they ran a genotype test for me, and they discovered that I'm sickle cell. So that was how the journey started. That episode went, but of course, once it starts like that, you probably have more episodes. Growing up, I knew that I had my crisis more during my teenage years. Stages, I had more crisis then. When my menstrual cycle started, I had more crisis then.
I experienced that.
But as I grew older, I studied myself. Not like the crisis reduced, but I studied myself. So I mastered how to prevent crisis. I knew when to stop when I was getting stressed or when I'm getting stressed. I know the precautions. I know what to eat, what not to eat. I understood my triggers.
Yeah.
So my point basically is that crisis doesn't really decrease with age or
It's just that you learn a way to manage
yourself. You master your triggers. You master what not to do and what to do. So as I grew older and as I knew more about my condition, my practice decreased based on my knowledge about myself, my body, my peculiarity as a sickle cell patient. So good. That's been my journey.
Wow. Such an interesting and beautiful journey. So I'm really interested. At what point did you now think of what brought about the idea of having sickle cell initiative? Must have been something that triggered that brought about that passion for it.
Like I said earlier, I have had the privilege of getting medical attention early at an early stage. I've had access to information, proper care. So with that, looking at people that don't have such privileges, people that don't have privilege to such information, I always say information is power. Whatever you know liberates you from any type of,
I missed that. You were saying whatever you know liberates you. That was the last I heard.
Yes, so whatever you know, the knowledge you have liberates you from any kind of tragedy coming from such a thing. So, I just thought that it would be better to inform people to know about this thing. Like I said, when I go to the hospital, I see sickle cell patients in agony, in pains, and I've experienced it firsthand too. The pains, the agony, the complications that come with sickle cell, the regrets, the blame.
Yes,
I remember I used
yes.
to blame my mom, my parents for having me. But I can't. But the thing is, in their own age, there was really not much awareness about knowing your genotype. So I had to understand. I had to forgive them. But in this day and age,
it's excusable.
That I don't think is forgivable. It's not pardonable. It's not pardonable. I don't think it should be pardonable. Because I'm the last child of my family. My parents, they were way older.
Those days,
when they got married was in those days. So they didn't know much about it. But this generation, generations to come, they have no excuse. So stuff like that prompted me to say, well, let's do more awareness. Let's talk about this. Even before this thing was founded formally, I've been doing the awareness, one-on-one awareness, telling people about it. Then we said, okay, let's make it official. Let's make it a standard thing, and part of what we do is the red balloon walk every September, creating awareness, especially at the grassroots. So that was what prompted me, the pains, the agony, and the misinformation too. Because I remember when I was younger too, I was called all sorts of names, and people, I've had aunties saying that, be more sickle cell. Okay,
all the misconceptions and misinformation.
Saying sickle cell, misinformation that sickle cell is witchcraft, is ogbanje, so stuff like that were really my concern, and part of that
the initiative. Wow, you are doing big stuff. I saw the red balloon walk last year. I've not been privileged to see the previous years, but I mean, it was really beautiful. You really mobilized a number of people outside, and thank you for all you do in the city of Ibadan. You are doing so well, my thank you, ma. So, Auntie Simi, I want to ask now, what are my limitations? You just mentioned some of it that came as that usually come rather as misconceptions and misinformation, like, because you're sickle cell, you probably can't do so much. Those are the things I heard growing up. You probably can't amount to so much, you can't do so much, you can't take so many. Just go and do one random course somewhere that will really, really help you to just do something so that it won't be like you're not educated at all. So what are my limitations?
Okay. I don't like to use the word limitations,
I'm here.
Are you with me? Yeah, so
okay.
I can say maybe challenges. We as human beings, we are not limited in any way. We are limitless. Yes. We keep evolving. So we are not limited in any way. But we sometimes put limits in our lives. We set limits for ourselves based on what the society says, family, friends say. So we don't have any limits. The thing is, as an individual, you've heard so many things while growing up. When you don't know what path to follow, you've heard that you are a waste of space, you are banje, you might not live long, you can't do so much. Even when your friends are playing in school, they tell you to sit somewhere at one corner. You can't afford to be stressed, or that's fine when growing up. But once you start discovering yourself, which is part of what we sickle cell community should do, especially to young people, to get self-confidence. To be honest, to be realistic, we have some challenges that come with our genotype. We have challenges, and you must understand what you can do and what you cannot.
You were saying that I must understand what my own challenge is.
What your challenges, what your challenges are, what you can do and what you cannot do. You start from there. That is living that denial stage. Some sickle cell patients want to do what they are not capable of doing, what they should not do, what is very challenging to them. That's living in denial. You can't be like somebody else. You are just yourself.
Yes.
You are unique as yourself in your own way. If you are the type, because sickle cell disorder affects people in different ways. Some people have much energy, some don't have, some have quite a number of complications, some don't have. If you are the type that does not have complications, you have the energy, the sky is your limit. You can do what your energy takes, what you can do. If you are the type that have one or two challenges, there are so many things you can do, even in your disability, even in your challenges.
There is really
no limit. What you need to do is know yourself, do what you are capable of doing at your best. You don't have to do something big. You don't have to reach something very high. Whatever you find doing, do it at your best. When you do it at your best, you get the best out of that thing. First of all, you get self-satisfaction. And that's the best thing. No matter what you're doing, if you are very satisfied, you feel like you achieve even more than Dangote. Because you know that even with my limitation, with my challenges, I could do this at the best. And people would notice. People will say that. You will get the attention that you need. But once you start going overboard, doing what your challenges, what your abilities can't do, that is when you start having problems. That's when you start having problems. I'm not saying you should not push beyond board, you should not push beyond your limits, but we're talking about chronic illness here. We're talking about a chronic illness here that you can't afford to overdrive yourself to death or to serious disability. So if you are a student, you think you have the ability to study medicine, which is a very challenging course. If you think you have the ability to do that, is your passion, you can go ahead and do it. If you feel, wow, I think that is a bit very challenging for me, I think with the way my health is, I don't think I can do such. I think you, excuse me, I think you can do something that you feel is within your ability.
Wow.
And do it at your best. All what society needs, what even
is the
universe needs from you is the best. But
wow,
the best
this
at
is
what
so
you can do.
I love this. This is so good. This is so good. Thank you, Auntie Simi. My captions. Let me recite my captions for today. You said management. You have to understand your own proper management. Crisis doesn't necessarily reduce or decrease with age. That's a strong one for me. But the only thing is that you have to learn your triggers. What are the things that triggers crisis for me? And how can I properly manage myself? So we are talking about the fact that there is no limit for us except that which we create for ourselves and which we create in our mind. And I love the fact that you said, first of all, you have to leave the denial stage. And a lot of sickle cell warriors are still living in denial. I lived in it for a long time too. I was just blaming out everybody, blaming my parents anytime I'm having crisis. Like, why did you bring me to this world? I mean, I'm the last of the family of six. I'm like, if I'm not okay, why can't you just stop and fight? You have to bring me to come.
Exactly. I'm the last of 5 too. And you can't what my own kids, my immediate sister is even about 10 years older than me. So I was like, so what else were you looking for? After 10 years.
You have to first of all leave the denial stage, then know that you are unique in your own way. So identify your triggers. What are the things that are challenging for you? And know that there is really no limit for you. And know that you can do what you can do at your own best. And for me, anticipation is so good. This is so good. I love this. I love this so much. Thanks for sharing your elderly insight with us, and thank you for what you do in the city of Ibadan and environs, ma. I'm really grateful for your time, ma. All right, ma.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Well done.
Yes,
too.
Yes, ma. So it would be nice to have you next time again. If our audience is requesting that they want you to answer one of the things for us, I hope you will grant us audience, ma.
Oh, I'm available. I'm available for you.
It's such an honor. All right, ma. Okay, ma.